In recent years, China's strategy of lending debt to developing and underdeveloped nations has sparked global debate. As per the latest report, China had officially loaned around a whopping $180 billion to low and middle income countries, which is a significant increase from just $40 billion in 2010. As per World Bank study, debt begins to hurt an economy when the debt to GDP ratio exceeds 77%. Based on World Bank data published, here are the top 10 countries by their amount of debt to China. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Nigeria, with $4.7 billion owed to China. Despite this, Nigeria's total debt to GDP ratio remains at a manageable 38%. Moving to number 9, Egypt stands with $5.2 billion in debt to China, pushing its debt to GDP ratio to a worrying 89%. But there's a twist. Egypt and China are discussing turning these debts into green investments. At number 8, it's Laos, with an external debt of $5.3 billion to China, largely fueled by the massive China-Laos railway project. Their overall debt to GDP ratio has reached 68%, not far behind from threshold of 77%. Next up, Zambia claims the 7th spot with China debts of $6 billion and a public debt to GDP average of 76%. This number should worry Zambia. Sneaking into 6th place, Bangladesh owes China $6.1 billion, yet maintains a healthy debt to GDP ratio of manageable 38%. We're breaking into our top 5 with Kenya, sitting at $6.7 billion in debt to China and a public debt ratio of 68% of GDP, not far away from threshold of 77%. Ethiopia takes the 4th spot, owing $6.8 billion to China with a relatively low debt to GDP ratio of 47%. Climbing to number 3 is Sri Lanka, with a staggering debt of $8.9 billion to China and a national debt to GDP ratio that has soared to a very high figure of 115%. At number 2, Angola owes China a massive $21 billion, with a public debt ratio of 66.7% of GDP. Again, not far behind 77% threshold. And topping our list, it is Pakistan that owes China a whopping $27 billion. Pakistan's total public debt remains just below the critical threshold at 74.3% of GDP. There you have it. These were the top 10 countries that are heavily indebted to China. Why is China lending so much, you may ask? Well, at the heart of China's outreach lies the Belt and Road Initiative, which promises economic prosperity to indebted nations. However, promised economic prosperity comes at a steep cost, forcing indebted countries to give away control of critical assets and infrastructure to Chinese lenders, paving the way for potential colonial exploitation. Additionally, Chinese loans are strategically offered with higher interest rates and shorter repayment periods. This places indebted countries at a higher risk of default, and in the event of default, China can exploit the weakened position of these countries to assert control over critical assets and infrastructure for its geopolitical interests. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to follow for more insights like these. Thanks for watching.